Hello, everybody. We are streaming on Twitch. Or we're supposed to be. OBS. There we go, popping up. Hello, everybody. Protectors of Aiur versus Crit Kickers here. Just swap the team sides here. There we go. Did not swap the logos, but that's okay. I can fix that very easily. There we go. So, hello, everybody. We got Protectors of Aiur versus the Crit Kickers. Just getting things set up here. And it looks like we have an opportunity. For a game on Volskaya Foundry. So this one has no bans, even weird ones, from what I've heard. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome, welcome. Icon, what up? Now I is my good friend. I gotta say Valkmar is neat. Oh, shucks. Do I have to say it's serious, though? That Phoenix is best hero? I mean, I can say anything. That doesn't make it true. I'm very quiet. Sorry, let me adjust that. There we go. Sorry, stream's been being kind of funky here. Working on that. Adjusting my set. Here we go. Is it still really quiet? I should hope not. Volk loves Phoenix, make sure I mention it. Oh, I bet. I have a friend who adores Nazebo too. I'm sure it's the same thing. Oh, my map best of 3 isn't accurate either. Good gravy. Please forgive me. Because this was... Why is this acting this way? It says it's empty, but it's not actually being empty, and that's kind of annoying, actually. Just hit that button. There we go. We're playing a Volskaya Foundry, guys. Here for complete and utter lack of Artanis picks. We will go through the draft when this team is ready to be at the draft. If sound doesn't sound right now, I'm Alt-Tab so I can mess with the side of things at the moment. There's no bands here. This is Nexomania. So when I'm Alt-Tabbed, you won't hear the game sound because, you know, HOTS just be like that, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the party. Hello, the Boomer. And better now. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, we're going to let these teams bring us into the party when they're ready. And then I will beautifully transition us into the draft scene. And it will be beautiful. I'm glad I made it home in time for this. Should be fun. A fun game, guys. Hope you're all looking forward to some big boomin' Nexomania. We are popping into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. OBS is really being a bear today. For me, anyway. You're gonna stream, you gotta get a second monitor? I don't have room on my desk for a second monitor, even though I know that is true. To be honest. But it's becoming more true because OBS does not want to switch to the draft here. Chat on phone is a classic. I do have chat on my phone. That's smart, unfortunately. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put this on a 40-second delay. You guys are going to see me flipping between scenes like a moron. Anyhoozle. That's my fault. But you also hear me talking about this, so okay. So our first ban is Johanna. Pretty ordinary ban. There's not necessarily research there, but there is a Maiev ban on the side of Protectors of Aiur. So it seems like they have done some research and they realize that this is not something they want to see out of crit kickers. Let's see what else. The Anduin ban. Pretty normal ban, especially if you want to do any kind of Stitches shenanigans or even any kind of dive or pick comp. Anduin is a great ban. I had 2 monitors. I actually do still have 2 monitors. I just don't have space for 2 monitors with my current casting setup. But this is also my second cast ever, so, you know, feedback is appreciated. And if I'm dumb, I'm dumb. Life goes on. We have a Dahaka ban. I've been told by many reliable sources he's the strongest offlaner since Hogger got nerfed. So again, just 2 very solid bans. Ariel first picked. Since her buff, she's an incredibly strong healer. She still has her weaknesses, but Protectors of Aiur go immediately for the new hotness in Ariel. Blue team considering their picks. I don't remember what normally goes in the bottom here. It feels bizarrely empty. Just pretend I have something cool down here, guys, okay? Stukov picked by Travis Party. Just an excellent all-around healer. And a Gul'dan for Infinity. Now, we saw her play this in NGS last week, and she performed very well. Very consistent damage, which is, I mean, ordinary with this healer. But positioning yourself to get it out frequently and consistently can be challenging, but something Infinity's able to do. So we'll see what the red team has to pick here. Everything but a healer, basically. We got Muradin and Sylvanas for some pick, and so far they have a fair amount of zone control for the main map control. Jimmy, your wife says you're an idiot? Well, that's okay. Wives often think that. That's where the heroes go? Oh, that's true. I just feel like when I see streams, there's just a big gap at the bottom, but maybe that's where the caster portrait or the caster camera goes when I watch other streams. So we see a Hanzo ban, another good ban, especially with the walls and the wall pieces here on the middle section. You get a lot of W value from a good Hanzo, so a good ban, although I don't know if it's targeted. Right, that's what I figured, Jimmy, that people put there. There. Okay, and we've got a Zul'jin ban. So, on the crit kicker side, we still have a tank, an offlaner, and another, or I guess the flex pick technically, but another damage character. And again, a Nubarak seems to be enjoyed by this team, although Zloth picked it. And the Tychus by E. He played that twice in their NGS match just the other day, and he was quite effective on that Tychus. So Gul'dan and Tychus, good wave clear, lots of hero damage. And especially on a point where they're going to be forced to be close to Tychus, his one weakness is that he's not very long range, so that could make life a little tough for Muradin. Junkrat and Urel. So some excellent area control and displacement with those 2 characters. That should actually make their life a little bit easier. And attempting to displace the Gul'dan and the Tychus, they don't really want to be pushed into the enemy team. So, if those are played well, then that could make Gul'dan and Tychus have a bit of a nightmare day. Our final pick here is going to be Godfred. We'll see if it is the offlaner pick, and Leoric is picked. Gives them a good double soaker, who, if I recall correctly, has a bit better clear than Urel, so he might try to push themselves. Now, crit kickers in their previous games have shown they really make sure to keep on top of lane prio and keeping waves pushed out. But Junkrat is a good counter to that, and Sylvanas also has strong clear, and Ariel helps with her whips. So it's going to be a skill matchup, folks. We're going in 2-1-0. And here we go in game. Here on the left side, in the blue, we have crit kickers with IE on Tychus, Godfred on Leoric, Travis Party on Stukov, Zloth playing Anubarak, and Gul'dan being played by Infinity Meme. On the red side, we have Protectors of Aiur, Muradin being played by Ikpliktek, Sylvanas being played by Ede15, Junkrat being played by Pina Colada, Yrel being played by the Sound 51, and Sergeant Scoops on Ariel. So it looks like there might be a bit of a cheese, which is interesting. The cheese isn't coming from the Sylvanas team. The cheese is coming from the Gul'dan Anubarak team, and we're going to see a rotation here. Down. They're putting some damage on Anubarak, but he should be able to get away pretty easily. And so that's already going to push our mid laners into, or our off laners into double soaking. Although it looks like a gank is coming up, Leo's a pretty tough person to get a kill on. Oh, we've got a rotate coming up here. Again, Muradin, another tank like Anubarak, usually able to get out of these things, so about half his health is taxed off, but he's going to get away scot-free. So far we've got some decently clean rotations, a bit of map prio. It looks like we've got Junkrat playing goaltender in the bot. Red team already going for their camp, whereas the blue team is going to go for their top camp here. He's going to do that solo. And down here, Gul'dan looks like she's going to be able to handle this camp. Or Infinity is going to be able to handle this camp. So if anybody has any prognostications about who comes out on top of this one, speak now or forever hold your peace. Good push going there. Red team has not yet taken their camp. Oh, this camp timing is a little bit early. They'll probably be able to clear it and get their own before the objective comes up. And there is the delay on the rotation with the stun and the trap. Junkrat just trying to get some bombs on people. If we look at the talents here, it is not yet at least. Oh, it is going to be stacking Qs for our friend Junkrat. Pretty standard build for Ariel. The Dwarf block for Muradin, again, pretty common on the tankier builds. Again, Leo just out-pushing Yrel because that's what his skills are for. And on the other side, we've got Regeneration Master from Anubarak. Q build for the Gul'dan. And it looks, we've got Master Assassin, which means we're probably going for Odin in terms of Tychus. They're going for this middle. This can be a little bit risky. This thing can be a bit slow to die. Oh, and Zloth misses his E. There's the Stukov puddle. Ariel's got full health. It looks like Zloth's going to go down. He dies, and that is risky. It's picked up by the red team. Protectors of Aiur get the healing... I forget what it's called. The healing thingamajig. I think that's what you all expected it to be called, the healing thingamajig. And again, they do have their camp up now. They plan to use this to pressure the top lane, but it looks like Gul'dan and, well, Gul'dan, Tychus, and Stukov are all going to go up for that. At the moment, now the death timers aren't too long, Zloth's back in the game, and they're going to rotate down and see if they can put pressure on the point. 20% on there for red at the moment. But they're looking to catch the Ariel here. A couple of missed skill shots. Oh, and they're not able to kill her. Zloth is low again. He's about a quarter health. Some damage on Tychus. Oh, they couldn't quite blow him towards the gate, but they do have him separated. But they are unable to finish him off. Infinity Meme extra low down here. But she gets out. And once again, the blue team is just pushed away. This Ariel healing is quite a bit, and Stukov isn't quite able to output the same reliable healing. On the other hand, his is more AoE, whereas you kind of have to stand in a tight little circle if you want to be healed by Ariel. Wave being pushed out there, wave being pushed out here. Once again, wave prio being kind of prioritized by crit kickers. Here's a fight on the point. A nice whip. Zloth again at half HP, and it looks like he might go down again. Great heal there by Stukov. About half health on a fair number of the protectors of Aiur. The bomb knocks Godfred into the team, and he is probably going to go down. He's dead. Yrel jumps onto IE, and he goes down to an auto attack from Junkrat. And red team gets the first Volskaya protector. Or as I've once heard it called, the Volskaya distraction, because it's not always that strong this early in the game.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
So the offlaner split off to the offlane again, and it looks like protectors of Aiur want to take this first wall. But they're not pushing, like the team's not pushing with it. They're kind of letting it do its thing. I guess they were looking to see if there was going to be a rotation from Leo, but oh, there are 10 already, a full level ahead. And we're seeing a lot of damage from this Junkrat, 16 grand, but Gul'dan even more with the 20 grand. So, all the damage heroes really trying to teach you the team what's what. Oh, but Sylvana's too far up, and she goes down. There's a big silence there from Stukov, and Murden has to use his avatar, and he still might go down to this combination. And he does. The Riptire comes out from Junkrat just to push them back, but it is too late. That's a 2 for nothing after only getting the front wall and maybe 10% off this fort. Yrel still trying to clear mid. Again, this is where her slower clear than something like a Leoric is punishing her a little. Even with all 5 top, she's not able to get a ton of lane prio. So the health, oh my goodness, please someone remind me what this is called. The health mabobber is picked up by the blue team this time as they use their kills advantage to get some more map control. Junkrat tries once again to knock IE out of position, but is unable to. Knock him into the team, at least. It looks like Protectors of Aiur are looking to see if they can maybe get the jump on Zloth, but he's playing quite carefully here. The blue team look like they want to rotate to protect this tower. It seems like the red team is going to use Sylvanas to shut the tower off, and Zloth goes in. The knock-up on Junkrat, but there wasn't enough damage to follow up, and they get away clean. But Godfred going in hard, and they're going to set it down, and they're going to lock in Sylvanas and Ariel. But no! The healing is too much, and IE goes down instead, but now Sylvanas is killed. Godfred taking a lot of damage, and he goes down, and they're not able to kill any more members of the Protectors of Aiur. A decent engage, but unfortunately the ranges of Tychus and Gul'dan weren't able to immediately follow up on those great Zloth stuns. It's called Thingamajig Support Camp? It is. Leo just waiting to come back and respawn in the mid lane, and Yrel just doing her job. So they still have about a half-level lead. And it seems like both teams are content at the moment to kind of take their sides. But this has been a bit of a brawly game 1. Anything unusual in the picks? We've got Odin, Entomb. I knew that's what it's called. It had a total mind block. Massive Shove, Cocoon, and Horrify from Gul'dan. We've got Avatar, Wailing Arrow, Riptire, Ardent Defender, and the Crystal Aegis from our friend Ariel. Oh, but that catch out of the Junkrat, and he's going to die. Ikplek tries to maybe peel a bit, but it's too late. A great pick there from the crit kickers, and now they're going to have a 1-character advantage as they push this mid lane fort. Get about half health off of it. The Odin really coming in here, but looks like Yrel's going to try and get some displacements with the push away with the Stukov Massive Shove. Wailing Arrow comes out and hits 2, but unfortunately there wasn't much follow-up there. Horrify doesn't seem to hit anybody. At least not drive anyone into the waiting arms of death by Crit Kicker. So, the wave clear is going to continue for Protectors of Aiur as the blue team rotates toward the top and the offlaners rotate to the bottom. Both teams seem a little loath to just head right for the point. Oh, they're going for another catch-out! Junkrat dies again, unable to get that bomb off in time with all the CC that they have on Crit Kickers. And that's 2 catch-outs in a row, and they're just going to prioritize taking this mid-fort. And it's going to go down. I suspect they're going to send Godfred back bot on his Leo to fight against the Salons Urel. And they're going to go for the heal package again. The funny thing is when I play the game, I somehow know exactly what it's called. Now that I'm casting, my brain is like, it's a thing. So the red team looks like it wants to try rotating on the point, at least start, but they don't want to find themselves out of position. They've seen Junkrat go down twice with only being a little out of position and Sloth being right on point with his CC chains. Igplek Tech asking a question, are they willing to fight him? And it seems like they want to kind of return the favor and see if they can't get this top fort. And there's the jump in, a silence wailing arrow, but down goes the healing. But with the... oh my goodness, this fight is all over. And that's Odin from Tychus. It looks like Ariel's going to... no, the Crystal Aegis comes out just in time. Down goes Ariel. Anyway, Igplek Tech taking a lot of damage from Godfred. And he goes down to Gul'dan as well. Sylvanas is alone top, and it seems like she's already used her E. There she goes. She was not able to get out, and that's 3 for 0 for Crit Kickers. And just an excellent team fight. They really waited for the resources of Protectors of Aiur to go down, and then took down the teammates. It does seem like Protectors of Aiur chased IE. Well, they got split a little bit when Sylvanas chased IE, and he just managed to survive with good use of the healing support item. Which kept him alive, and then he was able to use Odin and contribute to the fight from a longer distance, which kept him alive. So for the moment, the red team seems willing to cede control of the point to the blue team. They're going to go for their bottom camp, the turret camp, and this may lead Godfred to getting ganked. He doesn't seem to be aware that their entire team is here, and he's going to take some CC, but he wisely ease out on Leoric, and red team doesn't bother chasing him. Again, doesn't make much sense to waste resources like that when you know Leo's just going to go bye. So Stukov holding the point, Godfred staying with him. Red team trying to see if there's any opportunity to pick somebody. And Muradin just keeping an eye here. And here comes the Protector. And Tychus is going to get in.
Blue team has taken control of a Protector.
So they have two structure lead, and now they're going for the wall of the top keep. Anyone who's interested in the damage numbers, here they are. A lot of damage on that Gul'dan, just spraying damage in that Q build. And on the other side, we've got pretty respectable damage from Junkrat, spreading bombs everywhere. His stacks are only at 67, though. Urel coming in from behind, trying to force the misposition. Leo going bot, but they're outnumbered. The Cocoon comes out on Muradin, which prevents the hard engage from taking place. And good use of the Protector, too, to protect the more vulnerable teammates. Well done there by Crit Kickers, and they're going to take this Protector for a walk. You know, it's daily constitutional, get it some exercise, etc., etc. Some free damage going on to it by Sylvanas, Junkrat, and Muradin. Ooh, that's a good push. And Aplectic is silenced, but he has to use his avatar. In comes the Rip Tire, and that's a lot of damage on Stukov. The Ardent Defender, Urel is chasing Stukov. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get away from this, but a lot of damage. Urel's taking a ton of damage from the turrets. There goes the Entomb, but it doesn't catch anyone on the red team. They're chasing, oh, a great fear on the Ariel, and she goes down, and Eclectic looks like he's going to go down as well. Eclectic, dude, you picked a tough name to read. The sound knocks them back, but I think he'll go down to, yes he does, to a grenade from the Tychus. And that is the end of that fight. A good start for the red team. But it really got turned around. Again, they dove deep to hit the person they wanted to kill, and that put them in a position where IE and Infinity could just use their damage characters to focus on the targets they wanted to kill. So it's a 3-for-1. Crit Kickers does not have their healer at the moment, so any damage that's put on them will stick. Sloth taking some damage, but using his beetles to give them an opportunity. And now the wave is here to reinforce. They've taken the keep, and they're going to back out. IE tries to use the last couple of blasts from his Odin here. The big red button. So we got 20s here. Big red button, buried alive with the silence. Top off from Stukov. Rewind from Anu, pretty standard. And a haunt from Gul'dan. Not the teleport. So Infinity just feeling really confident that she's not going to need to be able to get out of dangerous situations. You know what? She's the only person in the game that hasn't died, so not gonna need it. A lot of tanking done here. Great healing, 51k. But 58k by the Stukov. So in most areas, it seems like just ahead, we've got our friends from Kick Kickers. Protectors of Aiurs look like they're waiting to hit 20. They really don't want to get caught out, lose a team fight, and especially missing their top keep. They do not want someone to get caught out, lose a fight pre-20, and give up the game. So they're going to play it safe. They're going to goal keep with these clearing characters they have. They're going to soak up 20 and see if they can take a good fight. They haven't taken any of the structures on Crit Kicker's side yet. So the macro has really been going. Again, each of the lanes, as I said before, Crickers love to prioritize making sure the lanes are on their opponent's side of the field, and they have kept that up this match. They use Godfred well. He always seems to know when he can and when he shouldn't be with the team. And it looks like the next big fight might be on the final point. Camp taken. Crit Kicker moving this way. But sliding down to clear waves is Protectors of Aiur. So if we look at the experience here, a lot more hero experience. Oh, but they've decided that they don't need it. They don't need a Protector. They can take buildings down without it. Goodbye, middle keep. Just a little bit of a picture of the experience here. Again, a lot more mercenary experience with the map control for Crit Kickers. And they've done a fair better job. Only about 3k, but somewhere here on the minions. So they've got a big, about a 20,000 lead in experience. So let's look at our 20s here. Shield of Hope on Ariel, an AoE shield. And it's just... the volley is being... oh, and there's the buried alive on the Muradin. Big red button, but Crystal Aegis comes out. He pops his avatar as Ariel is cocooned. Sylvanas gets killed in the back. Didn't even see that. And there goes Junkrat. His bombs go off, but Sloth manages to sidestep them. Good whip by Ariel to keep herself alive. But it's still a 5v3. Oh, great silence by Travis Party. And it's a 2v5. Ariel, they just wait till her defender's down, and they are going to take this. A huge final fight, catching Sylvanas off to the side and bottom. And then using that split to just blow it up. A great entomb with the buried alive by Godfred, and that is GG. Game 1 goes to Crit Kickers. Have a quick look at this in-game summary. Again, fantastic damage and no deaths on the Gul'dan against a team that was kind of looking to jump on her. So excellent work, Infinity's Gul'dan. And even here, the deaths are kind of spread out. Great soak there by Godfred. And again, fairly equal great soak there by Urel. But with not as much opportunity to soak because of her slower clear, Urel really struggled to keep up with the Tychus in the offlane. So that's something that our red team is going to have to think about the next time around. The Aria looked really good. Eclectic, really decent Muradin. But, yeah. Take a quick look at these talents again if you're interested in that. That's game 1 to Crit Kickers. So that started out as a fairly equal game, but honestly, very, very good work by Crit Kickers to start to take control and just not really take a lot of risks, just really let the game come to them. So we will see which map gets picked next. And it looks like we are going to Dragonshire. I almost got to play this one. What are you doing? OBS, why are you like this? Sorry, I've got to reset this. It's being cranky as all heck. Sky. Hoping the volumes are good. Again, haven't spent a ton of time with it, but a very fun game 1. Some great team fights. Some really good Anubarak play, liking Zlas Anub. Kind of caught out early, but after that, a lot of his CC just hard on point. Sorry about the constant resets to stream stuff. It shows me on OBS that it's not working. OBS is really seeming to struggle with Heroes of the Storm. It's just being really bizarre, so forgive. And we are popping into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, myself some notes for if there's an interview after. Alright, so once again, we see the Johanna ban. And the Maya ban again. So far these teams are following the exact same draft pattern. And again, the Dahaka ban by Crit Kickers. So they just don't want to see this kind of global pressure on them. They want to control how things are going. And their love of controlling wave prio, it makes sense that they don't want people using, you know, these global heroes that have an easier time answering the wave prio questions. So what's the final ban going to be from Protectors of Aiur? Is there anything they saw last time they didn't like? That Stukov gets banned. They did not like Travis Party's Stukov dropping silences on them. However, this does leave Anduin open. First pick is going to Crit Kickers, which leads me to believe that perhaps this map was the map choice was Protectors of Aiur, and the Anduin being unbanned is immediately picked. And it seems like from their ban last time, it's probably was something that Protectors of Aiur was hoping to maybe pick away or not see. They didn't want the Anduin last time, and they're going to have to live with it on Dragonshire. Let's see if they change up the heroes they took last time. Now, there's lots more 2v2s and 3v3s on this map. They do take away the Nubrak, and they want the Falstad this time. They want the global, and with the Haka gone, they prioritize taking the Dwarf on a Duck. So we're definitely going to see Zloth on a different hero this game, with his Nubrak being taken by Click Tech. And he takes Diablo immediately, i.e. on his Tychus again. He's been performing well on it, and yet it hasn't yet been a priority to ban. So, it is a second ban phase. Let's see what Protectors of Aiur would like to get rid of. Again, is it something they saw last game, or is it just something they hate seeing? The Gul'dan goes. Too much respect for that zero-death Gul'dan. It cannot come back. And from the crit kickers, are they going to ban the same time they banned last time? Or the same thing they banned last time, sorry. No, they banned the Junkrat this time. They do not want to see his bomb control and his trap control on this map. So it seems like Pina Colada is also going to have to choose a different character this time. And yes, after talking with some of the other casters in NGS, my plan is to create a YouTube channel, probably do that tomorrow, and upload these VODs so that they're not just up for 7 days, but they can be referenced and seen, watched back if anybody would like to see their play, and they can even mute it if they don't like the sound of my voice. Lucky them. Ariel and Vala going over. Instant picks here. Wow, the Ariel Vala picked quickly, but then Rexar and Chromie. Godfred feeling comfortable giving Misha orders. Infinity saying, if I can't have Gul'dan, let me pick a different long-range mage that's going to pump damage into your team. And the Hogger. A good all-around off-laner. And should have a decent time into Rexar, although again, all matchups are skill matchups. So there's going to be a lot of weight on Vala's shoulders for the red team here, getting that damage in. But the CC from Ariel and Noob could be decent. As for crit kickers, I think they just have to play their same game again. Play patient, play smart, wait for the other team to make a mistake. And away we go. So we're going to be going into the game, crit kickers versus Protectors of Aiur. On the left, in blue, we once again have crit kickers, i.e. playing Tychus for the second time, Godfred on Rexar, Travis Party playing Anduin, Zloth on Diablo, and Infinity Meme bringing Chromie. This is where you cheer. On the right, we have the red team looking to come back to make this an even one and hopefully give us a 3-game series. Ikpliktek on Anubarak, Falstad on E-Day 15, Pina Colada moving to Vala, the Sound 51 playing Hogger, and Sergeant Scoops bring in Ariel for the second game in a row. So once again, the blue team just refusing to play the way the red team expects. They go to the bottom lane and once again decide they just want to get some damage. But this puts them in a little bit of a rough position. Diablo, Zloth getting really low. The whip! Oh, what a great pull. But he still might go down, and the Ariel auto finishes the kill. Although, oh, that was a very close Chromie W to finishing off Ariel. But no, they get the tank pick. But overall, it seems like Crit Kickers is more comfortable in this bot lane. Not sure what's going on up here, but it's been a heck of a fight anyway. Hogger is stunned. He's getting body blocked hard. He's going to try and kill Rexar before he goes down, but it is too late. He gets picked wandering through the jungle, and it's 1 kill apiece. We've got 2 tanks sitting here in the mid lane. Having fun, you know, eating cookies. And in the bot lane, a healer and a DPS apiece. Now, ranged characters can be a lot more frustrating for Rexar to deal with. They can kind of get a lot more damage on Misha without having to pay for it. So Godfred's going to be a little more careful with how he uses Misha. Otherwise, she's just going to eat a ton of damage for no real benefit. In the bot lane, Ikpliktek manages to get the bottom shrine without being contested at all. Chromie taking this bot camp, and Protectors of Aiur taking their siege camp as well. It's going to be Falstad versus Rexar on this point, but it seems like, well, Misha grabs it. She's a good girl. And it looks like there's going to be a team fight for the bottom. A lockdown there on a new Brack. Oh, and a great flip by Zloth. It seems Iqbiktek's E is down, and he gets killed with the Tychus damage. Falstad takes the top, and Hogger is going to reinforce, but Infinity is going to collect the bottom, which means it's not possible for Red to take the Dragon Knight. And Blue seems content to just have some control over the bot lane here. Falstad heading mid and Hogger heading top. This is a little bit of a better matchup for Rexxar than a ranged character. IE going to put some damage on Falstad. And once again, Misha takes this top lane. Falstad kind of deciding where he wants to be, what he wants to do. He's a pretty squishy character, which can make it really hard, but Hogger's deciding he wants to contest. He goes, look, I ain't afraid of no bear. And in the bot lane, they managed to push out Infinity and Travis, seeing as they have a tank. Ooh. Well, top lane, Hogger caps. Bot lane, Protectors of Aiur have also capped, but there's not really a way for them to claim the middle at the given time. But Misha is kind of getting slapped around, and she may go down. Not quite enough damage from that bomb, but there she goes. Rexxar is all alone. Hopelessly alone. Iqbiktek trying to break those time traps. A flip, but a whip by Ariel. Oh, it almost saves her tank's life, but it's not enough. And once again, that low health in Nubrak, not enough. Oh, but in the top, we've got a Falstad gank. And down goes Rexxar. So it's a 1-for-1. And again, it's only 3-2. Now, there is about a 3/4 half-level lead for the blue team in this game. Kickers keeping Wave Prio going again, although they are going to have to clear this top lane. Zloth going for the top cap. Looks like Hogger's going to try to take their bruisers. Anduin watching the rotate, but obviously being wise enough not to get involved. Infinity keeping it out. Ooh, some good damage there in Pina Colada. But Infinity's not able to stop the Ariel from capturing the shrine, and so once again, it is a shrine apiece. IE and Travis party taking their bruiser. As this bruiser walks up into the top lane, and Godfred attempts to 1v1 Hogger, and now this whole camp. Red captures the bot lane, as Infinity's used as a gatekeeper, or goaltender. Words are hard. And mid lane, we just see the waves continue to get... Oh, but it looks like Infinity's gank... Or IE's ganking top lane, and so is Loth, but Hogger gets out. So this camp will be dealt with. And bottom lane, they jump on Chromie and kill her, which will give Protectors of Aiur just more presence on this side of the map for another 12 seconds. So we see the rotate here from Tychus and Diablo. And getting the bottom siege camp, which is their right after killing the bot lane mage, Protectors of Aiur. But with this camp going forward, Hogger's forced to clear it, but he's not going to have too hard of a time doing that, although some good damage put on by Rexxar. It looks like the blue team is going to respawn. Coming bottom. Oh, the stun on Ariel, and she gets flipped. She heals herself, and Diablo's whipped away. I desperately attempting to get that kill, but he is not able to finish off the Ariel as her heals keep her up, and she taps. Top lane, it looks like Falstad is going to try to find a way to gank this Rexxar again. Misha taking a lot of damage there. She's going to have to come out. And there's enough disruption here at the mid lane that Red is able to recap that top shrine. So we're at 10s here for both teams. It looks like we've got pretty ordinary ultimates. We've got Cocoon, Gust, Hortapult, Crystal Aegis, and Vala has not decided, although it's pretty rare that we see anything other than her stun ultimate. Tychus has provided support top, and Boars is used to try and slow down Hogger so he can be ganked, and he is killed with the Tychus gank. Tychus going for Laser Drill, even though he took Master Assassin. An interesting choice. We've got Boars, Light Bomb, Lightning Breath, and Slowing Sands. But it looks like Anduin's going to go down here, and it is, in fact, Strafe from Vala, but that team fight allowed Blue Team to capture the Dragon Knight. He's going to go for this mid lane wall. Bot lane, they're still scrapping with the Slowing Sands, but both teams seems to be able to get out without any further casualties. Vala stacking up. going Q build and getting some free Qs on the Dragon Knight, who isn't particularly able to dodge, so... Misha's struggling to sustain through the damage being done by Hogger, and in the bot lane, there is a bit of a push, but it seems like Dragon Knight is going to go down quickly, and IE is going to have to be careful if he doesn't want to be jumped on by a Nubrak at the end of this. So the kills are at 4 to 4, the levels are fairly even, and no one has taken a structure yet in this game. So far, this has been very even, and it does seem like Protectors of Aiur have decided to be just a lot more together this time. The rotations are cleaner, and they're just not giving any free kills over to Crit Kickers. It looks like a Nubrak wants to try and find himself a gank, but Infinity Meme playing very carefully on that Chromie, and so the gank is not possible. But it looks like Blue wants to try and find a chance to kill Vala. But she manages to get away from the Diablo. Now there's a cocoon on Diablo. And it's out. So they did manage to get them to spend a 60-second ultimate. 65-second, I think, but c'est la vie. And once again, the lanes are fairly even. Experience very slightly favoring our red team here in a number of categories, but nothing too crazy. Hogger was 17,500 damage, Avala with only 13.4. Chromie, of course, getting lots of poke, and a pretty respectable number from Tychus also, i.e. really kind of spraying, but it looks like we've got a fight going here over this camp. Diablo using Lightning Breath, and it is not going well for Eclectic. He melts immediately under that withering heat. And in the top lane, there's two here attempting to take down this fort. So even in an outnumbered fight... Oh, they're going for Ariel! Oh, what a whip! Oh, but the snipe by Chromie! What a blast! Hogger attempting to get some damage in, seeing if he can make Anduin pay for what's been done, but he's not, and he's in a bad position now. Hortopole was already used, he's going to go down. And there are the mistakes we were talking about. A couple of mispositions by our red team, and being caught in a choke against that Diablo Lightning Breath meant they lost 3 characters. With a Noob, Ariel, and Hogger all going down. And that's going to cost them, I think, all of their front forts if Blue decides to go for it. But it looks like they'd rather take this mercenary camp, which it could be a little bit risky. Even with the CC from Misha, if that misses, they've kind of backed themselves into a wall here. But the red team's not willing to deal with it, even though they're on the same talent tier. So the teams are splitting up. There's a siege camp looking to beat on this bottom fort. Chromie's going to try and put a couple more W's and Q's into it, and that's it. All 3 forts, with the preparation and the lane work that Crit Kickers did, they got all 3 on a one-team fight. It wasn't even a Dragon Knight. They took all 3 fronts when they killed 3 people. Excellent, excellent play. Now, here they're going to get caught out because there's 3 bot taking this camp. So in the mid lane, IE is getting jumped on, and he is going to go down. Misha also might die for Rexar's sins. But 2 camps pushing bot now. Chromie even considering whether they want to invade on the siege camp. Falstad looking to take this wave, with Hogger and Vala looking to cap this, while Anubrak plays goalie in the mid lane. So they do decide to take this siege camp, since it seems the red team is top. Once again, just great map control here from Crit Kickers. And again, this push has to be responded to. So Falstad and Ariel are going to try and clear this. Diablo looks to see if anyone steps up too far, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So they're just going to defend these... Oh, there is a cocoon on Diablo. Here comes the Falstad with the fly. He's going to try to gust Chromie in, and he does. Great pull there by Anduin, and a lockdown on the Falstad. Slowing Sands goes down, so he decides to back out. He does not want to get stuck in there. Diablo attempting to find his way out. The Hortopult by Hogger doesn't hit anybody. A great fire, some damage there on Godfred, but some tremendous damage, and there goes Hogger, and they're going to look to take down Vala down as well. I didn't even see her go down. Ariel gets sniped. Once again, Infinity hitting these Qs from half a map away and absolutely demolishing low health targets. Now, it seems like they have been slowed, but still, absolutely momentous plays here by Cricketers. Both games seemed pretty even, and then they just found a couple good fights and took it over. Now they're looking to end now. This is, again, a little bit risky. Death timers are pretty short, and Zloth is at half health. But they only have 2 defenders, so they think it's possible to finish this off right now. Zloth pushes it Plectic back. E-Day looking to... Oh, and a decent gust, and the blue team is not going to stay. With all of the resurrections here, they managed to get the core down to 59%. They got to keep, and they are going to leave. There's no point in staying any longer. Now, with everyone up, it's not going to be just an easy go-get-'em Dragon Knight for the blue team. They are sending Rexar top to try and collect the top shrine, while the other members take their siege camp. Both teams still in the same talent here. The slowing sands go down on Ariel, and Anubrak blocks a Q. A Chroma Q that was built for her, but there's the jump, and the light bomb comes out. Crystal Aegis goes down, and the light bomb doesn't affect them. A lot of damage off us. There goes the Cocoon on Chromie, but the lightning breath takes down Falstad, and it's doing a lot more damage to the rest of the team as well. Vala goes down in the back. Hogger is being taken out and body blocked. There goes Anubrak as well. It's a 5-man team wipe. They're going to grab the dragon and end this game. That's twice where Vala's been in a team fight, and she's done so little in the fight that I didn't notice she died. Or at least her death wasn't as exciting. Down goes the laser drill to add insult to injury, and this is going to be, once again, GG for Crit Kickers, a 2-0 against Protectors of Aiur. Strong, strong plays, and the winners, Crit Kickers, 2-0. Here we are, seeing that 15 to 5s. 1 death for each of the members. I mean, at least they really spread it out. They're real good teammates here, making sure everyone dies once so no one feels left out. Smaller hero damage in this one, but certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Also, it's just a shorter game overall. And Tychus, we notice in both games, getting a fair amount of soak. He likes to help out the offlaner here. Great numbers here by Hogger. He really tried his best to help the team, but that also reflects in how hard he was trying with the 5 deaths here. Alright, let's see if anybody on our team, on our winning team, would like to do an interview. So a 2-0 by our friends Crit Kickers. Yes, GG's. The moment Unraveling came online. Well, honestly, really close matches until they suddenly weren't. So there has been a decline for the interview from our winning team. So with that, again, hope to upload this at some point here to a YouTube channel, which will have the name either Ohmster or Ohmsterific, depending on what is available. Thank you all for joining me. I've been Ohmster. Again,